Air defense systems of Russia eliminated 126 Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles over 6 Russian regions overnight, the Russian Defense Ministry reported on March 15. Over the past night, air defense systems on duty destroyed and intercepted 126 Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles, the department said in a statement on its Telegram channel. It is specified that 64 drones were shot down over the territory of the Volgograd region, 38 over the Voronezh region and 14 over the Belgorod region. In addition, 7 UAVs were destroyed over the Bryansk region, 2 over the Rostov region and 1 more over the Kursk region. The day before, the Ministry of Defense reported the destruction of 28 Ukrainian drones overnight and in the morning over Russian territory. According to the department, 15 drones were destroyed over the Bryansk region, 5 over the Belgorod region, and 4 over the Moscow region. 2 UAVs were also shot down over the Saratov region and 1 each over the Kaluga region and the Black Sea. Russian regions are regularly attacked by the Ukrainian side after the start of a military operation, the beginning of which was announced by Russian President Vladimir Putin at the end of February 2022. The Ukrainian armed forces not only use drones, but also shell border regions with missiles.
Вон, походу, очаг, ибо, походу, он там уебался.
The Russian army, in an attempt to drive the Ukrainian armed forces out of Sudza, almost completely destroyed the city with airstrikes. That is, it did the same thing as it did with many occupied settlements in Ukraine. While the Ministry of Defense of the aggressor country reports on the capture of Sudza, a video of the destruction in this settlement has appeared on the internet. The footage clearly shows that the city has been turned into virtually complete ruins, with practically no surviving civilian buildings left. The head of the Center for Disaster Relief at the National Security and Defense Council, Andrei Kovalenko, commenting on the footage that appeared on social networks, noted that the Russian army practically destroyed Sudza. Kovalenko also said that the Ukrainian command makes decisions on the operation in Kursk region in accordance with the operational situation. The situation there is currently dynamic. In addition, the occupiers are forcing battles in the border area of Sumy Oblast. The Ukrainian armed forces are responding to these attacks, inflicting losses on the enemy. Parts of the Kursk region have been under Ukrainian control since August, when Ukraine's military mounted a surprise cross-border offensive and quickly captured approximately 500 square miles of land, including the town of Sudza. At the time, the move was seen as an attempt to stretch Russian forces thin across multiple fronts, especially as Ukrainian forces were steadily losing ground elsewhere on their own territory. Holding Russian territory was also seen as a potential bargaining chip for Ukraine in any eventual ceasefire talks. Russian forces, bolstered by North Korean soldiers, have been battling to try to retake the land and recently stepped up an offensive to push Ukrainian troops out of the region, as Kiev reeled from the Trump administration's decision to freeze U.S. intelligence and military assistance to Ukraine. With the situation in Sudza increasingly precarious for Ukraine's troops, in recent days Ukrainian officials have suggested an openness to a retreat. President Vladimir Putin, dressed in fatigues, visited a command post near the front in Kursk. He praised the Russian military formations that had taken back much of the territory captured by Ukraine in the region and called on the troops to seize back all the territory occupied by Ukraine in Kursk for good. soldiers of the Ukraine's Defense Intelligence International Legion performed the haka, a Maori ritual dance, to honor their fallen comrade, New Zealander Dominic Aeblen. According to the Ukraine's Defense Intelligence, Aeblen, whose nom de guerre was Tolkien and was of Maori descent, was killed in combat near Volgograd, Donetsk region in August 2022. According to Associated Press, his body was returned to the Ukrainian side only recently. His coffin was covered with both New Zealand and Ukrainian flags, and he was honored with 2 medals, the GUR Award, Ukraine Above All, as well as the Medal for Military Merits, in recognition for his service in Ukraine. The official statement says Aeblen, 28, was a professional soldier in his native New Zealand, had participated in the war in Iraq and joined the International Legion in 2022. As momentum builds for a ceasefire with Russia, Ukraine has lost a valuable bargaining chip. The war-torn country only holds about 30% of the Russian land it had seized in a surprise attack in August, and its forces are in retreat after a rapid near defeat in the city of Sudza. The Ukrainian army on Thursday was trying to quickly build up defensive lines near the border to prevent Russia from turning its assault on Sudza into a launchpad for advancing into northeastern Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin said Thursday that he agrees in principle with a U.S. proposal for a 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine, but that the details still need to be worked out. Putin made the remarks just hours after the arrival of President Donald Trump's envoy in Moscow.
I want to be,